Toes to bar. Seemingly easy movement, but takes a lot of focus, a lot of skill, a lot of timing, a lot of hips. And lats. Breaking down the toes to bar is pretty simple. Basically, you're hanging from the bar and you're bringing your feet to touch the bar in between your hands. Right? So if you are flexible enough to be able to touch your toes, then in theory you should be able to, you have the flexibility to touch the bar between your hands. Of course, doing proper toes to bar takes hip strength, takes ab strength, takes timing of your kick and pushing down against the bar with these guys, your lats. Now when we practice doing toes to bar, the number one thing you want to get good at is the bead swing, right? My legs are in line with my torso. We are not swinging from our hips. We are pushing back against the bar and floating through. Push, 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 float, push. So my head is going back and forth. I'm pushing against the bar, creating that swing, swing. It's not really swinging, but I'm switching from this hollow position to this arched position. Hollow, arch, hollow, arch. Now when you get better at doing that, you'll be able to push against this bar with more force. Causing your back to come farther forward, closing this angle. Okay, that's the key, closing this angle. The more we can, then it translates to toes to bar. Then we can close this angle more, making the toe touching the bar easier. If you are weak in this position and this angle is huge, then you got this whole way of your feet to come all the way up. Now if I close this angle, it's much easier. So we want to close that angle. We want to build up the strength of our pulling down muscles, the push against the bar in essence. Here's one exercise that mimics that movement without us hurting our hands or just swinging around or flailing. Take a band, take the wooden dowel or a broomstick, feed it through this band, stand, put some tension on here, and you're pulling down towards yourself. This is me closing this angle, right? I'm pulling against the band. The stronger I get, the easier this is gonna be. So then I upgrade the strength of the band, put two bands on, get better. See what it feels like when I'm actually swinging. Can I engage my muscles? Can I close this angle down? Another variation of us working on the lats and trying to work the strength to close the angle is by doing a little bit of it's a different exercise, but it's still working the same muscles. Feed the wooden dowel through the band. put some tension on the band. A good method is to even lift up your feet to create this hollow position. And we're in here like this, mimicking the bar and pulling this guy down. All right? Straight arms, pushing against this bar. We're pulling, but we're actually pushing. And when that gets easy, we up the band, we double it, we get into we get stronger closing this angle down. So that's one of the main ways to get better at the toaster bar. Close this angle versus no closed angle, so much harder. Okay? Now when we're figuring out the beat swing, a good intermediate or almost pre-step is to do knee raises. Even before you start beat swinging. It will get you in that swinging movement pattern, that rhythm that we want to see. So we start hanging, and it's this, okay? Now notice how I'm not even doing anything with my arms or my lats. I'm just, the momentum of my legs coming up is making me kind of pendulum a little bit, back and forth. Okay. All right. Like I'm not even pulling, I'm swinging. Now what tends to happen is you want to bring your knees up as you swing forward, okay? The pendulum then increases. You keep swinging like a swing set. Okay? Yeah, notice that? Now why would I want to do that? It just keeps me going like this and like this and like this. I want to stay basically centered to the bar. Okay, as I start doing those knee ups, I want you to think, okay, I want the knee up when I come back. When I pass this line, I come back. Okay, so hanging, knee ups. Normally I'm like this. Oh. But now I want to go like this. I'm already into that beat swing, and my knees are coming up, and I'm staying in a nice consistent swing, not pendulum, not growing that swing over. That gets us into the mindset, the rhythm, the timing of that. Eventually, as my knees come up, I can start flicking and just getting used to that feeling. Then I start building the strength of my lats, pushing down, changing this angle, doing it better at the toaster bar. So doing all that takes some practice, it takes some time. Building the strength to pull down in here, closing this angle off does take some time. So be patient with it. Same with building up the strength of when you add the bands when we're doing those pull downs. But with that, with practicing of the timing, it'll start coming together. Now timing. So we're hanging from the bar. We can get a good beat swing going on. We're strong in closing this angle down. Now, what do I need to do to bring my feet to the bar? And then repeat it and repeat it, and repeat it. Right? We need to be able to keep the beat swing going, but then bring our feet up and down in a quick succession, timed with that push down angle closing. Right? Now there's a couple different ways, there's a few different ways you can bring your legs up, okay? They can be completely straight, which takes a lot more focus. The timing has to be good, your flexibility has to be good, your hip strength, your ab strength has to be pretty good. You can also bring your knees up and then flick. Knees up, flick. So there's a couple different ways. Or there's kind of like a mix of it, like a hybrid, where you kind of are half bent and then it comes up and you kind of go up and like you clip. Okay, so here are the two different varieties. Straight leg, knee up, flick. And kind of hybrid. Straight leg, knees up, flick, and then kind of hybrid. All work, all are, depending who you are, depending how much skill you are, depending how experienced you are, they all work getting your toes to the bar. Now as you are building strength up in your lats, to do that push down to close that angle off, you'll be making an effort to start stringing some together. Tendency is to overswing and your timing goes out the window. Okay. You're in here like this, you're trying to get up there, but you notice how slow your legs are. Or maybe you don't notice, but us as coaches notice, okay? So it looks, toes to the bar does look easy for someone who is very proficient at it. Honestly, it does. You can't really see the behind the scenes of how much work was involved, how the timing works, what muscles contract at the exact right time, those kinds of things, but they will start coming. Now, I am saying this because I want you to think about how fast your legs go up versus how fast they come down, okay? So we want to time the leg going up with the timing of this, okay? Now when I do it, I'm controlled basically going down, controlled going up, controlled going down. And as we build up strength for this timing might change. So I want you to think about a fast down kick. Now if you were to look at my feet, let's say they would go up, and I want, instead of going back down in that same arc of my foot, they will go up. Okay, that's what I want to see. Up, kick down. Up, kick down. Up, kick down. Up, kick. Now as you build the strength to that, that timing will be almost even, going up to coming down. And it's like that. Practice. Practice the timing. Build that strength. Close this angle. It's not enough to just keep efforting doing these without really putting in the effort to strengthen that. The better you are at that, the better toes to bar will be, the better pull-ups will be, the better muscle-ups will be. All that kind of stuff is tied together. Now you may notice I have these things on. Okay, these are called gymnastics grips. I'm gonna do a video later about different styles and different brands, and if there's one that's superior or not. But for the most part, let's talk about how these should be used. Okay, for pull-ups, for muscle-ups, for toes to bar, for just plain hanging, okay? Now, most of these have little finger holes, and you put your fingers in them. Some basically stop like this, and they're just kind of meant to be hanging down like this. Now, what I've found in my experience, and based on like real gymnastics and people in gymnastics, you want to have these right on the tips of your fingers, right in this first knuckle joint, okay? Not down here. Okay, not down here. As you do like multiple reps of whatever, these little grooves and whatnot pinch on the skin right in between your fingers, and they'll cause some inflammation or irritation or a rip or a crack or something. I've gone in the past where I've been like, I've hated these things, and I've opened up the holes with little files. Don't. They're not meant to be worn down there. They aren't. They're meant to be worn right on the tip here. Now, you also want something that's a little bit longer than your hand. Reason? You want to be able to, see this? You see this little flip here? It is flat. It is basically folded over onto itself. Okay. Okay. Grips are meant for protecting your hand skin, but they're also meant to be kind of like locked in place and hanging on by your hand here with the wrist. Okay. Now, it will take some practice as you start from the floor and jump up. So instead of you just kind of jumping up and wrapping it up like this, you want to be able to jump up and fold this guy over like this. Okay. Now what tends to happen is this kind of like locks in place. I'm essentially hanging. You can kind of see that it's kind of like holding up on my thumb and whatever this part of my hand is. And I'm not really squeezing too tightly. So as I start the movement, I'm holding on tight, so my grip strength is working. If you can get your thumb over top of your hands, even better. But so my grip is holding it, and this thing is holding onto here like this, okay? It's essentially cheating, okay? No one needs to know that, but it's essentially cheating, okay? And so you can hold on for 2, 3, 4, 5 extra reps while your grip kind of like weakens, but this thing is still holding on to you. That's why you want to get a good quality one, not a piece of shit from Amazon that is just like, maybe it's suede, but then the stitching is shoddy and it'll rip. This is this whole thing is one piece, made out of one piece of leather. I guess it's leather. And I've had these for quite a few years. Stitching's amazing, Velcro's amazing. And like I said, I'll talk to you on a different video regarding different brands. But that's what you want to do with this guy, okay? Fold him over. Get your thumb wrapped around your fingers, and everything is gonna be beautiful, okay? Now, if you have problems ripping, well, I have another video for that. Go watch it. Take care of your hand skin, moisturize it. Use these guys. Oh, and one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about was what is your position of your hand on the bar when you're grabbing up here? Okay, ideally, the bar, you will grow calluses on your palms of your hands and not in the base of your fingers here like this. So the base of the fingers is like this, okay? Now what part of your hand is pointing to the ceiling? This flat part. That's not what we want. I want this, basically, I've been told, the pinky knuckle to the ceiling, okay? Which means, if I want my pinky knuckle to the ceiling, I'm hanging straight down with my hands, but look at the pinky knuckle. That is where I'm grabbing the bar, okay? Now with these grips on, I'm here like this, I'm here like this, and I'm here like this. You see this angle? Like this. I'm gonna try to do toes to bar with the hands like that. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Okay, we want to jump up or grab in the palm with our pinky knuckle to the ceiling. See this angle of my wrist? And I want to stay there like that when I'm doing this. And as my grip weakens, as you can see that this angle changes, as I start sliding down, come down. Shake it off, re-grip up top, and go. If you can do the movement with your hand up here like solid, not doing that, what does that mean? There's there's less friction. The more friction you have on the bar as you rotate and as you do pull-ups and toes to bar, the more likelihood your skin is going to start sloughing and sliding and getting hot and then eventually ripping. Right? We want to avoid that. We want to stay on there nice and solid. We're swinging back and forth while this guy is not moving. If you can stay not moving while you do these movements, you will not rip. I really haven't ripped in several years. And once in a while I do go hard, but I'd rather not rip and have solid skin, although I kind of did rip there. A little mini tear. But it's not deep. It's just into that first layer of calloused skin. No big deal. Okay?